Hey guys, it's Dr. Crypto here, and I hope everybody survived yesterday, because yesterday's sell-off was absolutely crazy. And we can see right on here, the market is gradually starting to make a recovery. Well, on the altcoins of Bitcoin anyway, and that the US market's not open at the moment, because obviously what happened yesterday, we had that DeepSeek AI bot came out from the United States, a lot cheaper than you find what US have been making, and hence why we got that bit of a sell-off on NVIDIA. And I'll get into that in just a little moment, but also in this video, I will be talking about Crypto.com CRO, because we know what's coming tomorrow with Kraken. So that's going to be very interesting. But we'll also talk about Bitcoin, and also we'll be talking about the FOMC meeting, which is also coming on Wednesday, which is going to bring a lot more volatility to the market. But as we can see right now, that the market right now is starting to recover for the altcoins. We're starting to get a bit of green after yesterday's, but a lot of the altcoins are absolutely down quite biggie actually, to be looking on the monthlies and the weeklies. So, but at the moment we're having a bit of a recovery. Is this like a dead cat bounce? Well, no doubt we'll find in the coming days on that one. But at the moment, what happened yesterday was quite significant, because obviously with this DeepSeek came out yesterday morning, European time, it actually shook the market, specifically the S&P 500 and the tech industry as a whole, but also it affected crypto as well. We saw that sell-off, because what we just see is that NVIDIA dropped down by 17%, with around about $600 million being wiped off their price, which is actually quite significant, because what's happened is we got DeepSeek in China, the chatbot came out, and it's only been going, that company in the lab, since 2023. And it's only cost, I can't remember really, but I think it's around about $5-10 million to sort of create. But that's what they say. But obviously, because it's a closed source, we're not going to know actually if it was backed, say, by the government or some of that, and they go and put hundreds of millions into it. But we're just going off what that company has said. So obviously, there's a lot of like questions, were they using NVIDIA chips and that? Obviously, we can't really find that out as yet, because it's like I said, it's not like ChatGPT, which is open source. That DeepSeek is actually closed source. So obviously it's going to be very interesting what happens today in the markets when it opens in New York time. But also what we've just got, it's just going to be very interesting for the whole tech industry. It's a silver lining, really, to be honest with you, because what it learns is now, particularly for NVIDIA, how much it costs to train up an AI, which is around about, which I think ChatGPT or NVIDIA mentioned, was about 500 million to train it up. Does it really cost that? Does it really cost that? So a lot of people will be going back to the drawing boards, looking at the cost analysis of it, and actually thinking, well, actually, if we don't need to spend all this on this, we can actually put this more of a money to better use to somewhere else. So obviously, this is going to be a silver lining for it. This is going to be actually good competition for the US tech industry. So all in all, I think it's pretty good. Well, actually, yeah, short term yesterday was horrible, but I think in the long term perspective for AI, it's a good thing. So obviously, yeah, so it's going to be all eyes what happens on New York. Because like I said, we can see NVIDIA absolutely plummeted down to around about 17%, and we can it's reset now. It's oversold on the stock RSI on the 4-hourly. So today will be very interesting what happens in the New York Open. But going on to CRO now. CRO, yes, our coin, which doesn't seem to be doing very much right now. It's just been on a downward side from 0.2. And that, so we'll all be coming down with higher highs and higher lows at the moment. So we're starting to level off a little bit, with money flow that's been coming out, but actually starting to now level off. We are at that the node at the moment, which is called the VRVP, which is holding us up at around about here. So we have got support around here. We knew we've been wicking down quite a bit, but at the moment we are holding up gradually there. So obviously, all eyes are on today's markets when they open, and obviously if they all start crashing down, Bitcoin drops down, we could potentially drop down even further. We could drop down to around about 11. We could even drop down to around about 0.10. So we just got to be prepared for that one as well. But yeah, overall, we've just got to, all eyes are on tomorrow in terms of what's happening with the Cronos to be listed on Kraken. Now, are we going to get a dump? Are we going to go sideways? Or are we going to get a massive pump towards the upside? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen? But obviously, we have got support at the moment. But obviously, it's looking fairly weak. A lot of coins, altcoins at the moment, it's been looking fairly weak, because obviously it doesn't help with Bitcoin dominance, as we can quickly see here. Is now sitting at 59.16. So it's starting to rise again. We're on to this area of resistance, but we're starting, as you can see, we're starting to break up. So could we get back up to this 59.49 where we had the wick here, or go up even further? But at the moment, we're breaking through that area of resistance for Bitcoin dominance. So obviously, this is pulling back some of the altcoins. But looking at Bitcoin at the moment, this is on the, we'll put it on the 4 hourly. Get it on the 4 hourly here, and we'll reset that. But what's happening is right now, we're on the higher highs, higher lows here. So we're breaking down at the moment, breaking down towards the side. This trend line, this yellow trend line, we keep on basically hitting that. We've hit it once, twice, 3 times, and then we're coming back up to it now, potentially up to the 4th time. Will we get a rejection? So there's 2 ways about this. We're either going to hit our heads back on there, get totally rejected from that, and come back down to the support line here at 99,000 to 100,000. Or what we really need to do is push straight back up here, get above this trend line, and make our way back up and get above that $106,000. We need to get up above that $106,000 for continuation towards the upside to go and retackle that $110,000. So at the moment, we can see here we've got a lot of support on the 200. We're fighting at the 20 at the moment, and now we've got to fight also the 50 EMA as well. So we can have, and also one thing I want to point out as well, we can see here we've retested the relative strength. We came oversold here back on early of January. We came oversold, and look what happened there. We had a big move towards the upside. Same thing's happened. We've come oversold, and now we're starting to push up. But what I'm not liking at the moment is we're starting to get this bit of curvature starting to come back over, more push towards the downside potentially. So obviously the bulls need to step in now to actually make a change. But what I also want to point out as well is look what happened in previous years. Look what happened when the presidential elections happened, Q1 of 2017. Presidential election came January, February, and look what happened. Moved towards the upside. Same thing again, Q1 of 2021, presidential election 2020, and again, same thing happened. We moved towards the upside. And again, Q1 of 2025 happened, and obviously we had the Donald Trump, who's now president, is now in power, and then obviously we had that move up towards the upside, potentially towards the upside. So is history going to repeat itself? That's going to be very interesting indeed. And also we're watching out for the February. We're getting close to February now, which has been normally bullish. 2024, we had about 43.55%. So it's been pretty bullish over February. So will February repeat itself and be bullish again for crypto? Because what we are seeing is volatility is dropping down at the moment. But that's the reason for that is because obviously we've got the FOMC meeting coming out. So everybody's very anticipating what's going on there. But what we are seeing is we are seeing new whales actually starting to accumulate more Bitcoin. We still got the old whales, which are still up here, still holding the line at the moment. But we've got a lot of new whales that have come in and started to buy up. As small fry investors are selling off and panic selling, new whales are coming in and gobbling it up. But also, like I said, we've got the FOMC meeting tomorrow, I mean. So obviously, there's the anticipation is here. It says we're probably going to get a rate pause. So we're not going to get any more potentially rate cuts. But we might do. It might shock the market. We might get a rate cut. It all depends. But it says here the rates will stay unchanged, and we can see here that's around about 97.3%. But this is going to be very interesting because what's happening is we've got the president-elect Donald Trump, who's in power now. And obviously, Donald Trump, as we all know, is very, very market friendly. He likes the market. The dollar's too high. Will he mention something about the dollar, Donald Trump, at some point, which could actually tank the dollar? But is he having the words in the ear of obviously Jerome Powell? Because obviously Trump wants interest rates to come down. He also wants he wants inflation to come down as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the FOMC come out with in terms of what they're doing. Will they be pausing rates? But also what's very important tomorrow is to watch very carefully is what is Jerome Powell's tone going to be? So we'll have the results come out first, what the decision is, the rate decision. And then after that, we'll have Jerome Powell come out and do his speech. Will he be dovish or will he be hawkish? My take will be, and this is going to be a bit of a gamble, but I think he's going to come out dovish because I think Donald Trump will probably have a word with his ear. Now, we won't know about that, but I think because how Donald Trump is, Donald Trump wants his own way, and he wants his own way all the time. So obviously, is this going to have an impact on Jerome Powell as well? So it would be all eyes and ears, be watching, because obviously, if he comes out dovish, I can expect the market to actually start to rally. If he comes out hawkish and really negative and horrible, then I expect probably dump towards the downside. But tomorrow, it's going to be very volatile in the crypto market and also in the traditional markets as well. But also watch all out for CRO as well, because don't forget, Kraken listing. So that's going to be very interesting for the Crow fam as well. So overall, I hope this has been useful for you. Smash that like button and give a subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.